is even easier. What I have is a Crackerbox that I've cut and flipped inside out and re-glued. So you'll need for this one a pair of scissors and then a glue stick or any kind of liquid glue that you could use. And then for decorations, you can use a very sharp pencil or maybe a household nail, and then you can decorate with any of your favorite drawing materials that you prefer. So for our third lantern, you can see I've started already demonstrating the example of drawing lines, and I've used some repeated swirling lines. And then on top of those lines, I've used a pencil and actually a nail as well, and just carefully punched holes through the board along the lines that I created. And then with those lines, I've added, just using my markers, colors and repeating shapes to create the idea of a pattern to complement my dots that I've created. And all that I'm using for this one is a reversed Crackerbox that you can find anywhere. And you could also use this you could do this with a cereal box or a cylinder that oatmeal comes in. Any material that is similar to this, this brown kind of one layer cardstock. All you have to really do is just be careful removing the material or the flaps. And so what I did is I just used my scissors and snipped off the flaps that are usually on each end, so then it becomes open-ended, and that means I can put it easily on top or around a candle. And then what I did after I removed those flaps is I pulled it apart along the seam and flipped it inside and out and just used my glue to re-glue it inside out and let it sit for a night flat. And to flatten it out, I just took some containers of markers and set it on top. And once it had had about 24 hours or overnight to dry, then it could keep its own form. And then I have this really nice geometric 3D form that I can add the patterns to and the decorations to. And you can do a lot of different things with this. You can spell words out. You can create just an all-over pattern like I've done. You could add collage to this. You can draw on it with colored pencil. You can draw on it with crayon first. You could draw first and put your holes in it second. There's a lot of different approaches, and it's a very simple process. And the only thing you really want to be careful of is A, you don't want to poke yourself as you poke through, and B, you want to make sure you have something on the inside like your hand or another material just to carefully support that. And I'm just gently pushing enough to make a small puncture along the lines that I've drawn. And this will be continued throughout this entire part. And then I could do something similar or even have something different so that each side of my lantern has a very different theme or idea involved with it. And so this is just a quick example of a material that you can find in your recycling and easily use a pencil and just draw and create your own patterned designed lantern. So as you can see, I've completed covering the entire space with repeating swirling lines just by using a nail and a pencil carefully, and then adding my sort of holly sprigs all around it just to create another variety using color and repeating shapes as well. So that's our third type of lantern for this video, and we have one more type as well.